What is up, Panther Nation? What is up? Wow. We are just Taylor Moton gets extended. I mean, I knew you know what I mean? Like I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I knew Taylor Moton was going to get extended. Guys, make sure we share the live out. I'm about to share it out right now. Share the live out because I decided to go live right now. So make sure you share the live if you can, please. I would greatly appreciate that. I would greatly appreciate that. Because I just got home. I was out and about running some errands, doing some stuff, getting ready to leave to go to Virginia today. Yeah. And so here we are. You know what I mean? Here we are. And we got a lot to talk about before I head out of town, obviously. Wow. So Taylor Moton gets extended. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings inquiring on, obviously, those rumors are true because Adam Schefter does not report stuff on X just for no reason at all for these guys, these types of reports. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. So again, I told y'all I knew that the Taylor Moton thing was coming. I felt like they were gonna do it. I had that feeling when I talked about it a while back. But I also told y'all yesterday, and we talked, and I posted up a clip. I don't think it was yesterday, it was like Wednesday. I posted up that short. And told you guys, don't be surprised if Adam Thielen is on the trade block. Don't be surprised that they try to make this move. And, it's a perfect example as to, Zach in the Discord just said that we just saved ourselves, could be ended up saving ourselves with this extension of Taylor Moton, then trading Adam Thielen, could save ourselves around. I think it said, so Zach put it in the Discord and he basically said, so shout out to Zach, basically $12 million we freed up with Taylor Moton. If we trade Adam Thielen, we save up to 8.4 in the trade, plus the 18 if somehow the Vikings eat some of that money, and then there's going to be some change in the cap. So basically, we're going to save up 39 mil, be able to have a close up to $39 million in cap space before week 1. So if that's the case, and we're able to save up that amount of money in up to week 1, you can't tell me, and I agree with Zach, what he said in the Discord, you can't tell me that there's not a big move coming. You can't tell me. You can't tell me that there's not a big move coming. A big move is on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever it is or whatever it is, I don't care. I honestly hope that it's not Trey Hendrickson. If it's anybody, I want Micah Parsons. I know I've been vocal about that possibly Trey Hendrickson comes here. Now, if they trade for Trey Hendrickson, am I going to be upset? No. But could there be a trade? Could there be something else that's going on that we don't know? Maybe they go out and maybe they're saving it for waiver wires, right? Maybe they're saving it for waiver wires for what maybe they expect some of these guys to get dropped. I don't know. So, I mean, this is just massive news for just so quickly, because as soon as Taylor Moton got extended, now we're talking about immediately Adam Thielen's getting, like, Schefter was like, bam, bam, bam with these. I felt like in just a short time period of time, we get all this news. There's no way we free up close to 30 plus million cap and something big's about to happen. Yeah, Zach, I already voiced it on that and what you said, and I agree with you. cold-heartedly. There's got to be something that's going to be coming in the works for them to extend Taylor Moton, because here's the thing. You finally decide to stop flirting with the uncertainty, and you lock down one of your most dependable players in Taylor Moton. Okay. And then you go out. The Panthers agreed to extend him for that 2-year worth $44 million with a $40 million guarantee. You keep him here till 2027. He'll hit the free agent market by 2028. But by that time, no offense to the guy, he's probably not going to be what he used to be, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. There has been going on for months with Taylor Moton, right? The future felt murky for this guy. You get him entering into his final year of his deal. There's been whispers about a long-term health followed him around, like it was like, obviously that's been the big thing because of his age, right? But this guy's at 31 now. There's always the knee concerns, bubbling behind the scenes that has been happening lately. Some wonder if he can anchor, had already taken his long-term snap with the Panthers. And Moton didn't flinch. Back in late July, he brushed off the speculation with the same poise he shows on the line. You saw him come out on the press conference, shows emotion about how, he wants to be here. And obviously the Panthers clearly agreed about that, right? But the dependability here gets paid. All right. Durability isn't the sexiest thing in the NFL, but it wins you respect. I think dependability wins you a lot more games, in my opinion, especially in the playoffs, right? Guys being able to stay healthy. But in Moton's case, another fat paycheck, right? This guy got drafted here in the second round in 2017, right? Has played 129 of 132 possible games. Even last year, when he missed that time for the first time in his career, he will show enough to prove he's the cornerstone worth keeping. Now, Dan Morgan didn't bother dragging this out any longer, right? You got Adam Schefter and these guys, they both breaking down the financial details, as you see there, right? Loyalty is about ensuring that the Panthers' offensive line doesn't completely collapse while you continue to rebuild the rest of this roster. Now, Moton has been, I think, one of the most constant Carolina Panther here. Otherwise, on a shaky front offensive line until recently, right? Until we went out, got Damian Lewis, Taylor Moton, so on and so forth. But year after year, players have been rotated in and out on that offensive line. And Moton has been the steel beam holding up that foundation of that offensive line. He has been the rock of this offensive line, this team, this offense, right? Because of his leadership, because of his professionalism, right? Inside the locker room. He's obviously very valuable inside that locker room as a leader. So, but yeah. Let me get to some of these comments real quick. Shout out to Marcos Cash says, "What's up, Panther Nation?" Subscribe, click that bell for the latest news, updates, analysts on Carolina Panthers. Don't forget to show your love, support, pound that like button on your way in. Shout out to Marcos Cash. Caleb, what's up? First time joining the live. I've yet to sleep since the game. Caleb, it's all good, and go get some sleep, my man. It's all good, brother. It's all good. What's up, Caleb? Yep. Clay, my guy. What's up, Matt Machado? Getting rid of Thielen is a big mistake. Russell, I disagree. And I'll explain why here shortly. So stick around. There is no way we free up close to 30 plus million in cap. Something big's about to happen. Yeah, I agree with you, Zach. Good morning. Good morning, Cyburn. Yo, what's up, Rob? You don't think that they are just extending Moton because he's good and trading Thielen to get Coker more snaps? Chance of Vapor, I think that they're extending Moton because he's been the rock and soul of that offensive line, number one. Has barely only missed 4 games in his career since he's been here, number 2. And he's a leader in that locker room, okay? As for Thielen to get Coker more snaps, I'm going to dive more into the Thielen thing here shortly, so make sure you stick around. Stick around. All right. I'll dive more into it here shortly. 10 people need to smash that like button. Yeah, you do. You do. Y'all need to share the live out too. That's what you need to do. Greatly appreciate it. But no, smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. That's all. Glad we're able to keep Moton for a couple seasons till we can find his replacement. Yeah. And that's really what it is. Extend him. You already saved cap money off of him. I don't know how much money we saved. Actually, I can find out. Let's go to over the cap because they probably haven't updated it yet. Let's go to teams. Let's go to the Carolina Panthers. Okay. Now, with Taylor Moton right now, all right, we extend him. We save $12.9 million. Just to prove that real quick, I'm going to show you this. Show you this real quick. Let's go to Taylor Moton. Now watch this. They haven't changed anything on his thing yet. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it. All right. So we're in 2025. All right. Watch what happens when I extend him. 0 dead money and cap savings. We just saved $12.9 million. Which now puts the Carolina Panthers cap space, which they haven't updated it yet, now to like $31 million because that's not even updated. That 19 million isn't being updated. They haven't done it because they haven't updated the Taylor Moton extension yet. So they now will have, once that extension hits and you go into the over the cap, this will be updated and it should be around 30 something million, 30 plus. Should be. Okay. So to be clear to you guys, that is going to be huge on top of that. And then you're going to save more money on Adam Thielen because let's go back to the Adam Thielen. Now let's just go look at the Adam Thielen trade. So let's click on Adam Thielen. All right, let's go look at that real quick. Let's just see how much money we saved. So we're post June. We'll take a dead cap hit of 1.6 million, but we'll save 8.4. So we're going to have like $39 million in cap space. 39 million. All right. So we'll dive more into the cap situation as time goes on, but you save 12.9 million with Taylor Moton. You save 8.4 million with a trade of Adam Thielen. I'm just telling you right now, there is a big movement coming into the works. You can't tell me that there's not. Dan and Brant are doing it again. Yeah. So there's something going on there. After signing to Moton, that Trey Hendrickson trade deal could be done. Chauncey, I don't want the Trey Hendrickson thing. I don't want it. I think what they need to do is go get Micah Parsons and call it a day. Go get Micah Parsons. I think you could get Micah Parsons with $39 million, possibly. It's possible. Plus, here's the problem. Trey is coming. The reason why I say with Hendrickson is Trey's coming from a 4-3 defense. He's not a 3-4 guy. Can he play in it? Sure. But could you imagine him playing in this 3-4 defense with Evero dropping him back into coverage when this guy is a 17-sack machine? You know what I mean? Chauncey, that trade doesn't make sense considering that age. And he has, yeah. And that's another thing. For Trey Hendrickson, his age does not bode well with me, to be honest with you. Trey can play 3-4 and 4-3. I mean, he can play both, Zach. That's true, but he's not a 4-3 guy. Can you imagine Evero dropping him back into coverage like he does with some of these other defensive ends and outside linebackers that don't make no damn sense? Trey's also going to be 31 years old in December. Or is he already? How old is Trey Hendrickson now? I think he's 30. I think he turns 31 in December. He's 30, yeah. And he'll be 31 in December. How much you think the trade comp, Michael, will be? I mean, here's the thing. Dallas doesn't have any leverage here either in their that trade. They don't have any leverage. The only leverage they have is because Michael Parsons is an elite athlete. So it's not like they haven't extended him. So the trade comp is they're probably gonna ask like 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, probably something like that. Am I willing to give up 2 first-round picks? No. I feel like we all need to be. I think we need to be and really think about that. Now, here's the thing. They also could be going out and signing some guys. I mean, there's still some free agents available out there. Not from a defensive end standpoint, but from some other positions. Okay. So we'll see. The trade comp, though, probably that the Dallas is asking for, I guarantee you it's 2 first rounds, 2 second round picks, at least. For sure. It's Evero's philosophy. Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan of Evero, but who is, right? Just waiting to hear about the kicker position, and we get Moton contract extension news and a trade rumor. It sounds like a lot of Carolina Panthers fans want Ben Souls from last night's Pittsburgh game. CB still playing 10 to 15 yards off the ball. Makes no sense though, right? So here's another thing with this. With the whole Taylor Moton thing, though, let's get back to that real quick, ladies and gentlemen. There's a new standard in Carolina, though. This move right here does prove that there is a new standard in Carolina that I can appreciate, because this extension also fits a broader trend that we haven't really seen within Carolina, right? You get Brant Tillis, who comes in here and finally kind of changes the ways. Like, we're keeping in-house talent finally, right? But the Panthers aren't, we're not running the Brant Tillis isn't running the Panthers with like nonchalantly. Like, there's some nostalgia here, right? They do understand the value of continuity. That's why they kept Moton here, right? Moton now joins Derek Brown and Chuba Hubbard, right? JC Horn. All these players now have been extended before things got messy. The message is clear. You put in the work, you stay reliable, you'll get rewarded without unnecessary drama. It starks contrast to years past when, Carolina seemed just allergic to stability. And now it just seems like we're getting that back. Like, I think for once, though, ladies and gentlemen, the Panthers aren't scribbling to plug these holes, right? They're building deliberately, right? You're in a league where quarterbacks get flattened weekly. You invest heavily in the trenches. Moton's extension is a both short-term morale booster and a long-term insurance policy, right? I'm just glad that Moton got his money, because it's deservingly so. He won't be the last lineman Carolina has to pay. There's obviously talks about Ike Ekwonu next in the line, and his eventual extension will raise the financial stakes even higher. I think Morgan appears ready for that. I mean, he has made it clear that if the Panthers are going to claw their way back to relevance, it starts up front. And of course, for Moton, this deal could mean finishing his career in the same uniform he started in. And that's a rare feat in today's NFL. So to me, this front office, it means that the one steady thing they have had over the last decade isn't going anywhere, right? in Taylor Moton. So after a preseason that didn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence, still hasn't to me. This is the kind of win, though, for me as a fan, and hopefully for you guys too, we needed. We needed this extension. We needed this morale booster. Now, to put it bluntly, this is simply business at the end of the day. Moton is worth every penny, and Carolina wasn't ready to let this guy just walk away, which as they shouldn't, right? Which as they shouldn't. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into that nitty gritty. Okay. Well, I want to show you this. Shout out to Zach for showing me this. The Vikings Panthers are discussing a trade that would bring Adam Thielen back to, we'll see besides Gree, blah, blah, blah. But of course, Adam Schefter came out with it too. It's like once Adam Schefter comes out with it, it's over with. Okay, once it comes out and over with. And I told you guys. I told you this the other day. And if you don't remember here, just go watch this clip. Or we can watch it right now. Y'all can't hear any of that? Damn, y'all don't hear that? What the fuck? Okay. All right. Well, never mind. I'll just tell you what I said. I'll just tell you what I said. Basically, what I said in that clip is this. Basically, what I said in that clip, you can hear me? You can hear me? You can hear me? Okay. You can hear me, though. What the fuck? Oh, damn. You know what? I got to hit myself with this, guys. I got to hit myself with this because I was trying to give you a good clip there, but I got to hit myself with this, you know, just because that was just stupid and it didn't even work. I got to hit myself with this though.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I got to hit myself with this one too. Get out! Get out! Get out! All right. So basically what I said in that clip is this. Is that I told you guys that this was coming. I didn't want to come out and necessarily I didn't want to let me be clear about this real quick. I did not want to trade Adam Thielen. I do not want to. But I do think a part of me does too, because you save $8 million on top of the extension with Taylor Moton. Now you can save yourself over $21 million between the two. You trade him you trade him like I just showed you on Over the Cap. You trade him You save 8.4. Now you take 8.4 plus the 12.9 that you saved on Taylor Moton's contract. That's over $21 million on top of the 19 that you got. Okay. So here's the thing. The Vikings are in desperate need for wide receivers because of injuries due to the fact that Rondale Moore is out for the year in Minnesota, tore his ACL. Okay. Number two, Jordan Addison's going to be out for 3 games at least. And then number 3, you got Justin Jefferson dealing with hamstring issues. And then the only other player that they got is basically Jalen Naylor and some other guys, but none that I know of, right? So you're talking about the Carolina Panthers right now who have 12 wideouts in camp total, right? We can count them together. We got Tedero McMillan. You got Xavier Legette. You got Adam Thielen. You got Hunter Renfrow, David Moore. You got Jimmy Horn Jr. Okay, you got Bryce and Tremaine. You got Kobe Hudson. But the list goes on, right? You get where I'm getting at. Anyways, only half of those guys are going to make the roster. Okay, let's just be clear. Only half of those guys. I don't think we're keeping 7. I think we're keeping 6 still. If we keep 7, okay. So, but then there's guys that you can trade like Hunter Renfrow. You could possibly end up trading Jimmy Horn Jr. Again, I'm not saying I want to trade Jimmy Horn Jr., but really, what has Jimmy Horn Jr. done? Besides showed off in training camp. Now, last night, I'm going to give Jimmy Horn some credit. Last night with Jimmy Horn Jr., he did. He looked decent, right? You have Bryce and Tremaine out, right? You still got David Moore was out there. Jimmy Horn Jr. Did chip in a little bit. He had a 13-yard catch. He handled 3 kick returns. So Horn's versatility may give him the edge in that. Okay. All right. I'm not going to knock him for it. Palmetto Panther. So relax. All right. I know how y'all feel about Mr. Jimmy Horn Jr. He's ready right now. All right. He's ready right now. I know how that is. I know. He's a dog. I get it. All right. But Jimmy Horn Jr. is getting thrown the ball by Jack Plummer. All right. Mr. Ready right now. Yeah, right now. Exactly, Palmetto Panther. So, but I knew Adam Thielen was going to be in this conversation when Minnesota came out and said that they are interested in wide receivers. You couldn't tell. There wasn't a more perfect fit for a reunion for Adam Thielen. Let's be honest with you. And here's the thing. If Carolina has to cut him anyway, because Carolina's going to have to cut some dudes anyways. Like I said, only half this roster is going to make it. Why not flip one of these guys for picks? Even if it is Jimmy Horn Jr. or even if it is Hunter Renfrow. Now, I don't think it's going to be Adam Thielen. Obviously, they're interested. Okay. But Adam Thielen is near retirement, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 1 year left on his deal here. He would instantly give Minnesota an instant boost. And then it clears space up for the young guys like Jimmy Horn Jr. and Hunter Renfrow. It clears up space for those guys to get more reps. Right? That's the whole point I'm getting at. But, there's been a lot of reports about this whole thing. And then it's just like, bam, Adam Schefter hits it. Right? But again, you got to think, but the Vikings want him because there's question about Justin Jefferson and his hamstring. Right? They got question, and Justin Jefferson's the alpha there. Let's be honest. Jordan Addison is an ascending player, but they do need a reliable veteran in that locker room. Right? They need a veteran in that locker room to stabilize what the depth chart that they do have. Now, Thielen isn't just the safe pair of hands for them. He is that known commodity there with right. You're talking, but again, we're talking about a guy who's 35 years old, but he's still producing at a level that most teams would happily take from a wide receiver too. Like here's the thing. Let's not forget, Adam Thielen instantly became Kirk Cousins like comfort blanket. Same thing here with Bryce Young. Now there is you got to put in the emotional factor, right? Adam Thielen is Minnesota royalty. He's a Detroit Lakes native, right? He's an undrafted underdog who turned into a Pro Bowler. He's the fourth leading receiver in Vikings history. So bringing him back isn't just about him getting receptions. It's about the identity, right? It's the kind of move that electrifies. It's going to electrify that Minnesota fan base, right? It reminds everyone that football is much more about connection than it is about statistics. So I give him that. But why we should move him is because the situation here is a little murky, right? On paper, we don't need to trade Adam Thielen, but he is coming off back-to-back seasons, leading the Panthers in receiving yards. Unfortunately, he has become, again, Bryce Young's most trusted safety valve. He's not just a steady chain mover. He's a mentor for a young, untested receiver room. Now, the Carolina's depth at wideout, again, like I said, it's the strongest it's been in years. Now, again, I like how our depth is. I think having guys like Thielen and David Moore around these young guys who need this mentorship, because you need to have some older fellas in the locker room who can mentor this young group, right? You got 2 first rounders in Xavier Legette, Tedero McMillan, right? Those guys are headline a crop that also includes, you got Jalen Coker, right? Hunter Renfrow, David Moore, Jimmy Johan Jr., right? That's a lot of mouths to feed, right? That's why it makes Thielen expendable, because if the price is right for a guy who's at 35 years old in the final year of his deal, I think Thielen is more of an asset than a building block. But I get what Dan Morgan's trying to do here. He could decide to cashing out on his most consistent pass rusher. Now is the best long-term play. That's maybe what he's thinking. From a long-term standpoint, it makes sense. But now we've got momentum picking up on this. At first, I thought it was just a rumor, and that's when I made that short clip about it. But now it sounds like it's more than just a rumor with everything going on. And then Mike K came out and said this. Shout out to the Zach in the Discord. Just came out and said this. Yeah, I got it. I got it right here, Zach. Dave Canal says that Adam Thielen is a part of the team, but he's letting Dan Morgan front office handle the roster as he's asked about a Vikings and Thielen trade. So interesting. Interesting. So, I mean, again, the momentum around this deal ever since I posted that clip hasn't really slowed down. I mean, O'Connell couldn't hide his admiration for Thielen in a recent interview with Kay Adams. I mean, the guy was smiling ear to ear. Who probably, he may know something he can't say out loud, right? Right? And then you got Palacero out here, who's poured more gas on the fire. And then there was social media subplot where Thielen's wife liking an Instagram post about O'Connell's comments. Could it be petty? Maybe meaningless. Not in the NFL rumors economy. You never know. So you had that out there. So even the sign points towards Minnesota making a real push for this. The question isn't whether the Vikings want Adam Thielen back. It's whether that Carolina is willing to part with him without feeling like they've been fleeced. So I think losing Thielen would sting, not because he's irreplaceable, but I think it's because he's a reliable in a way that rookies and these project players are not, right? For Young, who has had a steady presence, who's having that steady presence matters in a make or break development year for your third year quarterback, right? I think having a guy like that is important, but for the Vikings, however, I see that this is a no-brainer. It's rare in this league to find a move that makes sense financially and systematically and emotionally, right? Like Thielen returning home would check all three of those boxes for him. If the Panthers deal him, I know you fans are going to be frustrated, but you got to be understanding too, because Thielen deserves a last shot at a ring with his boyhood team. Minnesota might just give him what he's trying to earn. The NFL is all about about storylines, man, and this is a good one. But this is one it's almost too perfect. I feel like the Vikings are circling, the Panthers are listening, and then Adam Thielen might be heading home again. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. It's tough to say. I mean, the rumors are getting hot. Do I think it makes sense? Yes. I think that the trade makes sense. I think the trade makes sense because, again, just like I said earlier, we've got 12 wideouts in camp. Only half of them are going to make the roster, in my opinion. You might as well, if you're going to trade somebody, it might as well be Thielen, who's 35 years old, who's near retirement, only has 1 year, one deal, or has 1 year left on his deal. So all of this makes a whole lot of sense in the world. A whole lot of sense. And so another thing is too, is like and it's just like I said, this will give Minnesota a boost that they need while they deal with injury issues and suspensions. And then it clears space up for the young guys to get reps. So, and you save $8.4 million in cap. You save $8.4 million in cap. So let me go over this real quick with you guys one more time, because I'm going to pull up over the cap real quick one more time, because I want to show you guys this. I'm going to show you real quick what this just did. All right. So between the two deals, join the Discord, shout out to Marcos Cash. So here's the two deals. All right, right now, cap space is at 19, as you see it, 19. And it'll change once I make these moves. So watch this. Let's see here. So let's go down here. So Taylor Moton gets okay, didn't change it up there. So Taylor Moton, let's go to Taylor Moton first. Again, you extended him, right? We just extended him now. And we just saved $12.9 million. All right. So let's take We're going to do some math here. I got my calculator out. All right. So 12, 9, 9, 6, 0, 0, 0. All right. Plus. So now you save 12.9 with Taylor Moton. Let's go to Adam Thielen right here. All right. Let's say you trade him since it's post June. You take 1.6 million dead cap hit, but then you save on the right-hand side. This is how much money they would save. So you add that money that they would save. So between the two of the extension and trading, if they do trade Adam Thielen, you would save that amount of money. 21.4 million 437,176 million dollars. All right. So 21,437,176 dollars. So then let's add that. So let's go ahead and add that to the 19,228,046. 40 points. We would have close to $40.7 million in team cap space if we make both of these move. So that's my take. I mean, that's my takes on it. I'm glad we extended Moton, and I'm glad that the whole Thielen thing, the Thielen thing's heating up. I mean, we've got people out here like other YouTubers that are saying that Adam Thielen will not be traded. Okay. Okay. I bet you won't be saying that. I bet you wouldn't be saying that if you go check over the cap. There's no, if they're real, if Carolina, they extended Moton for a reason, right? I mean, they have to be looking at the cap numbers. I'm not sure I mean, Trey Hendrickson has been thrown into the hat multiple times now, Palmetto Panthers. So I'm not surprised by it. Now, will it be the case? I don't know. Will that be the case? Now, I hope it's not him. I hope that they go out and use the money wisely. Do I hear possible Justin Simmons? I mean, maybe. What free agents are available, though, right now? I don't know what free agents are available. Maybe Asante Samuel. Let's go look at the list. NFL free agents available. Let's go look at the list. Maybe we can find a list of people that are available. Let's see. Let's look at available. Could be trading for a middle linebacker, Palmetto Panther, maybe. So you got Christian Wilkins available, defensive lineman. Marcus Williams is still available, a free safety that they could bring in. I mean, I ain't gonna bring in Zadarius Smith. Why would they do that? It doesn't make sense. Justin Simmons. Yep. Something's about to happen. I feel it in the air. What's up, Kristen Butler? What's up, Kristen? Big news. Life with Lord. I'm assuming that's his wife. Zach. That you just posted in the Discord. Zach just posted this at the Discord. Looks like Adam Thielen's wife. Looks like Thielen's wife. Oh, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? And what is it going to be? Yeah. I mean, I told y'all, man. I told y'all. And she's I'm going to pay that says she's pregnant and it's purple. I mean, maybe. Go get Kyle Duggar. Yeah. I would not be opposed to that at all. Definitely would not be. Somebody go show PPP that post. Yeah. Is that who is he saying that he don't think Adam Thielen will get traded? Is that who it is? I wouldn't be surprised if that's who it is. But free agents. Let's get back to the free agents. So let me share this real quick. I mean, I don't see anybody on this list that I would sign besides maybe Justin Simmons. I mean, I don't know what's up with this guy. I don't know what's up with heck yeah, we got the cap space to get Kyle Duggar for sure. I don't know what's up with Christian Wilkins. There must be some knee issue or maybe something else. Justin Simmons is still available. You still got out here. You still got Justin Simmons available. Let's see who else is available here. Again, like I said, Marcus Williams, we actually brought him in for a visit. I'm surprised he's up there. I mean, Kaiser White, maybe? He's still available? Definitely not Jordan Whitehead. Not Zach Moss. Nope. Brandon Graham. No. Good Lord. Trying to see. Really? Manuel Mosley. No. That doesn't make sense. Who else is out here? Jordan Poyer. No. He's retired. I mean, you still got Asante Samuel still sitting here for a $1.8 million contract. Let's see. Marcus May, no. John Johnson, no. Camus Gruger Hill still out there. Matthew Adams, Cameron Brown. Yeah, I don't see much out there. I mean, really, besides Kaiser White, Asante Samuel, Justin Simmons, Marcus Williams, maybe Jawan Bentley if you want to bring in a linebacker. I'm not really for it. Maybe they bring in Razul Douglas. I mean, that could be a guy that they could add to the corner room to bring in some more bring a veteran in there amongst those young guys. I don't think I don't think adding a veteran in that corner room would hurt us. But going and getting a guy like Kyle Duggar definitely would benefit us for sure. Yeah, so going through this list, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Christian Wilkins in, but I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if his knees are messed up, if he's doing all the locker room stuff behind the scenes, like kissing players. I don't know what's going on with all that. But Marcus Williams is a guy I probably, because we did visit with him. Justin Simmons, okay, with his name has been thrown around this offseason to bring in. I would look at bringing in Rasul Douglas, a guy that could, again, bring in some veteran leadership into that corner locker room that I think we could that we still need. I think another guy, Jawan Bentley, could bring some leadership and some veteranship into that linebacker room. A steady hand. Jawan Bentley is not bad, but he's steady, but he ain't gonna he's not gonna knock you out the park. I'll say that. Kaiser White is interesting as an edge rusher. He's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Kaiser White for his price too can't be that bad. I bet you his market value is not that high. I bet you it's only around 11. That says 5, but I don't know about all that. Where's his market value at though? Let's see. I mean, $5 million isn't going to break the bank. Signed him for a 2-year. Statistics. What did he do last year? Played 17 games, 900, had 3 sacks, 137 tackles, 60 solo tackles. Yeah, I heard about Princely. He ain't got, but how much is his market value? I was just trying to see how much his market value here. Kaiser White is an interesting one there. And I mean, can play inside linebacker. Honestly, if they don't make any moves or trade, like if they make the trade for Adam Thielen, I'll give you my top 3 guys. Kaiser White, either Rasul Douglas or Asante Samuel, and then you go back and you get either Justin Simmons or Marcus Williams. And then you filled your inside linebacker room. You added a veteran, added some more to the corner and a free safety. I wouldn't be opposed to that. So I guess my top, based off of this list, it's Asante Samuel, Rasul Douglas, Kaiser White, maybe Jawan. I'll throw Jawan Bentley into that mix. He's steady, but he's not going to knock you out the park. And then I'd probably go Justin Simmons and Marcus Williams. Maybe they're trying to make room to go out and sign some of these free agents. I don't know. But I mean, maybe a big move is coming too, though. Maybe a big move is coming. I don't know. There's so many ways that they can go about it. Dave Canales just did update on Nick Scorton. What did he say? So we do have an update for Nick Scorton here, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Zach, continuing to just cook over here. So it looks like Nick Scorton feels great. They hope he's back to practice next week. Collapsed lungs aren't like ankles and knees. Hard to put. Yeah, I mean, collapsed lungs have been, again, we've seen before with collapsed lungs, they could take up a week. They could take up to 10 weeks, 12 weeks, right? But they also, collapsed lungs can come back, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, he'll be back. Lisa Lewis comes in and says he deserves it. I'm assuming she's talking about Taylor Moton. And he does, Lisa. I'm all for it. I was all for it. Wanted this done from the start. Because it also, again, it helps our cap space, ladies and gentlemen. That's huge. Because, again, you trade, if you can, again, we just broke down the math. If you can trade Adam Thielen, save $8.4 million, you just extended Taylor Moton, you saved $12.9 million. On top of the $19 million you got close to $40 million of cap space, which means you could go out, sign some free agents, or make some trades to boost up this roster before heading into week 1. Now, again, we shall see. There's got to be something that's coming. I've given you my top 6 guys. Go looking at that free agency list. Free agency wise, again, 2 free safeties. You got Justin Simmons and Marcus Williams. We got some balloons going on. All right. We got some fireworks going on here on the right. What else can this computer do? Let's see. What else? I think this is another one. Oh, we got a light show. Wow. Let's see. Oh, then we hit the thumbs up button. This is crazy. The MacBook does some crazy stuff, man. If you have a MacBook, you can mess around with it. But yeah, but those are my free agents. Yeah, Marcus Williams, Justin Simmons, Rasul Douglas, Sante Samuel Jr., and then either Jawan Bentley or Kaiser White. Kaiser White's definitely my top one for inside linebacker. He can play inside linebacker or edge. So I don't know what that does. I don't know what that does. I really don't. I think this does like a rainstorm. No, that's a thumbs down. Okay, never mind. I think maybe like this does a rainstorm. No, there's a rainstorm one. I don't know. I don't think the middle finger does anything, to be honest with you. Nope, it doesn't. Marcos, it doesn't do anything. Okay, I'm a child. I am a child. Marcos, you're a child too. And so are you, Kristen Butler, for laughing. Yeah, Broski, there's definitely a real chance. It's heating up. It's heating up. It's not just momentum, it's heating up. Damn, Clay just off. I see now, seeing Marcos, now you're trying to get me in trouble. She goes guilty. Yeah. Figured as much. What's up, Jadarius? But yeah, that's all I got today, guys. I'm going to put out some shorts here shortly. Not really much to talk about last night, by the way, because I'll say this for last night, man. The preseason loss is not about a loss for me again. It's not. It was about what I saw on the field last night. I'll be honest with you. Last night was not about the loss for me. I'll be honest with you on that. Let's see what Zach's got to say. Got some praise. Let's see. We can share that real quick. Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example, right? Like last night for me, like again, the preseason is the preseason. Again, I've been telling you guys this, that like my argument wasn't about winning or losing preseason games. My argument that I was having with a lot of Panthers fans was about reps and, keeping our guys on the field to earn more reps, to really, boost that confidence, get them prepared for week 1, right? Preparation. Right, which matters the most. But yeah, like guys like Lathan Ransom, though, like absolutely. Terrence Tate comes in and says, "Sup, Clay? If Thielen goes back to Minnesota, who will be the real leader for the young wide receiver group? It'll probably end up being David Moore." I mean, David Moore doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. I mean, it is what it is. I'm all for it because I think it opens up room for guys like Jimmy Horn Jr. that everybody wants. I think if you keep Thielen here, you're going to end up cutting some guys that you may not want to. But who's going to be the real leader? I think Tedero McMillan will be the wide receiver 1. I've already said that. I think they're going to force feed him this season. They didn't go out and draft him 8th overall not to get the ball to him. I think Bryce is going to force feed the ball to him. But yeah, like last night, man. I mean, shout out for obviously Mike Tomlin coming out with these nice comments about Dave Canales. But yeah, Lathan Ransom made his presence known last night. And I wanted him to really show off last night and to really try to take Nick Scott's spot, right? He has improved steadily over the preseason. He had himself a night. He rebounded from an early pass interference penalty to then ended up making some impactful plays on defense. You know, of course, the only interception of the entire preseason. He also had a team high in tackles. He had 5, right? I mean, this guy thumps too, though. Like, he delivers some punishing hits out there. Like, and he fights through blockers. He showed that kind of physical edge that Carolina really has been desperate in needing on this defense. I think as of right now, they still may have Nick Scott penciled in to start alongside Tre'von Moehrig, but I don't think that's going to last long. Because Ransom, I think at this point, has forced himself into that conversation for real playing time. So that's for sure. That's for sure. I think another guy that I thought definitely secured his spot last night was Trevor Etienne, right? He was a guy who stood out to me again. He ripped off a shifty 28-yard run, the longest of the night. He definitely reminded me of what a home run ability he did have when you watched him in Georgia. So, I mean, Etienne definitely made his presence known for sure, Michael, for sure. Also chipped in on special teams. He's obvious. I think that he won the battle over Blackshear because, again, he was also returning punts. You know, he had a 10-yard punt return. And now you've got Blackshear who's nursing an ankle injury. I think Etienne has already taken the RB3 role, and Blackshear will be kicked to the curb. Now, again, wide receivers, and we're talking about it. I mean, we saw David Moore out there. You saw Hunter Renfrow out there. Bryson Jermaine was inactive, so not exactly a great sign with his roster hopes, right? But then you've got David Moore and Jimmy Horn Jr. who are fighting an uphill battle. But if Adam Thielen gets traded, I think David Moore makes this roster then. You know, Jimmy Horn Jr. had a 13-yard catch. He handled 3 kick returns. He averaged around 19.7 yards. I think Horn's versatility may give him the edge over Bryson Tremaine at this point. Tight end James Mitchell made the most of his chance. He went out there, scored a 7-yard touchdown grab. Now, question now is, do the Panthers keep 4 tight ends? It's not controversial, but given their uncertainty at wide out, that maybe Canales may want all the reliable pass catchers he can get. I don't know. I'll say this too. Last night, I thought Corey Thornton, who played well, flashed. He actually started at nickel and then flashed himself on the inside and outside. Versatility once again showed that off. That's the trait that probably is going to cement him on this roster. Cam Jackson, Thomas Incoom, Jacob Windemon, Claudin Churlis, all popped in spots. I thought Windemon was laying the lumber out there, especially in kickoff coverage. Had some major pop on some of his hits. So for a defense that was shredded last year, I love seeing these younger depth players flying around. It's at least some small comfort for me. The kicking battle, I just feel like is still a mess. I mean, Ryan Fitzgerald made both of his attempts last night. That 43-yard field goal and the extra point, right? I just think Matthew Wright never really got a chance, but I think Fitzgerald, I've already said it, has solidified himself. Now, again, there's a guy on Pittsburgh right now because Pittsburgh signed Broswell. for a major contract for an extension. So Ben Souls, who drilled 4 field goals for the Pittsburgh Steelers, could be on the radar if the Pittsburgh Steelers cut him loose. So I don't know. I'm going to give you my 53-man roster projections on Monday. So I'll give you my 53-man roster projections for the Panthers on Monday. Tommy coming off, Tremble coming off is a good thing also for sure. Update talks with the Vikings. Panthers reported nothing serious as of yet. We'll see. Pray to God, Ransom stole that job last night. Me too, Brandon. I trained for Ben. Yeah, he was that guy. That guy's got a leg. If Tremble could get, yeah, I'm both excited and concerned about week 1. Yeah, at this point, we'll see. I'm just interested to see what they're going to do here. Is Thielen going to get traded? Like, that's the biggest question I think looming over our head now is like, is Adam Thielen going to get traded? Because again, it's just like you saved $12.9 million on him. I continue to go back to the contract things. Like, I know I keep circling back about it, but it has to be making this front office think like we've got some free agents out there, or we you know, we got free agents out there that we could sign. Could we make a trade for a big time player? You know, with having $40 million after you extend Taylor Moton and trade away Adam Thielen, it does make you wonder what's next for this team. What's the move going to be? So Chuck down Panther. Now, Adam Thielen probably is on the near retirement. He probably has 1 year left. That's just how I feel. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they've got a lot of decisions to make because that's why I'm holding off on the 53-man roster projection, because I'm going to give it the weekend to really think about it. But also with the fact that we've got this, we just extended Taylor Moton, and then now we've got these talks about Adam Thielen. Like this 53-man roster could look different if I go ahead and give you my predictions. So I'm going to hold off on the predictions for now. That's why I'm going to wait till Monday and I'll get them out to you, because I'm going to give it the weekend to let's just let this marinate and see what happens. So, well, other than that, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. I've got to get ready to head out of town. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content. I'm going to get some shorts about the Taylor Moton thing and the Adam Thielen thing out as well here shortly. And I'll probably have something else to come out for you as well. Other than that, guys, love y'all. Be safe. And as always, y'all know what to do. I'll see you on the other side. Keep pounding. I'm out. Peace.